How confident can a 34-year-old pampered girl really be on a blind date?
我感觉我可能有点颜控，我就觉得我自己长得挺好看的。
The girl believes that she has the most perfect looks in the world, and with her stunning beauty, it's very easy to find a tall, rich, and handsome man who has a house and a car, and earns over $1 million a year. She even proudly says that she has a very special kind of feminine charm.
我感觉这个女性挺女人味的吧。
She even says outright that she would rather stay single for the rest of her life than marry an ordinary man.
如果我和他结婚的话，我宁愿单身一辈子。
And unlike other leftover women of advanced age, she always fantasizes that she is a domineering female CEO.
喜欢吃、爱旅行、看小说，很多女孩子那种什么啊，走上人生巅峰的那种的，通过自己的愤怒，然后成为一个女霸总。
She hopes she can use marriage to take herself to the top of life, and she even expects that all men can be under her control. The girl's name is Li Xiaotong. She is 34 years old, from Lianyungong, Jiangsu. She is 1.66 meters tall, and she is currently unemployed. Before this, she spent 6 years working in Beijing, but as she got older and older, she realized that her income from Weibo simply could not support her. By a stroke of luck, Xiaotong learned that the live streaming industry pays very well, and with extreme confidence in her naturally stunning beauty, she decisively quit her job and came to Hangzhou alone to pursue development. But unexpectedly, after she arrived in Hangzhou, several companies she interviewed with all rejected her. In a fit of anger, Xiaotong decided to run her own account and become an internet influencer. She believed that with her speaking skills and ability, it would not be difficult to earn several million yuan within 1 year.
一年几百个 W。对啊，我现在就想着，我现在是有点业绩，或者不行，我去那个公司里边去上班啊。
Seeing how confident Xiaotong was, the host asked about her current living situation. Xiaotong said she cooks every day and loves going to the supermarket to buy food. At the same time, she believes that even though she currently has no job and does nothing all day, her refined lifestyle can still win the favor of many rich second-generation heirs. Then she proactively invited the host to visit her home, because she wanted to show her most perfect side to the male guests. After arriving at Xiaotong's home, the first things that came into view were the tabletop she had tidied up all morning, the bed she had just woken up from, and the leftovers she still had not finished eating. Even so, Xiaotong still proudly explained that men nowadays like a pampered girl, like her, lazy and laid back. All she needs to do is be beautiful on her own, and housework and making money should be the man's responsibility. And she also maintains a very thrifty virtue.
你看这个卫生纸，
看看你都能扔一下吗，姐姐？你都拿起来了，不给它扔掉，你还往这一放，干净的还可以用。
Then, Xiaotong told the host about her recent startup project. Every day she sets aside half an hour to study how to earn her first 1 million yuan within 5 years. And she has already achieved some success in short video theory. She believes that as long as she starts making videos, she will instantly become an internet celebrity. Next, Xiaotong introduced her criteria for choosing a partner. First, the man must have a house and a car in Hangzhou, and earn over $1 million a year. Second, his height must be at least 1.80 meters, and most importantly, he must be very handsome, because only top-tier handsome men are worthy of her breathtaking beauty. After understanding Xiaotong's basic requirements, the show quickly arranged her first blind date. Mr. Li, 29 years old from Sichuan, is currently working in the finance industry. For this blind date, Xiaotong not only wore her most feminine outfit, she even put on an extremely beautiful makeup look. After the two met, the man appeared very shy and reserved, while Xiaotong was exceptionally enthusiastic.
问你个问题，说彩礼这个问题你怎么看？因为我天天刷抖音。
Xiaotong's soul-searching question instantly made the entire blind date atmosphere very awkward. The man believed that as long as the bride price was within his ability, he could accept it. But Xiaotong said that when getting married, the man must give her a bride price of at least 500,000 yuan, because she is the only child in her family, and she cannot easily marry someone. During their conversation, it was basically Xiaotong talking non-stop, while the man was interrupted by Xiaotong every time he tried to speak. As the communication went deeper, the man gradually became unable to accept Xiaotong's overly enthusiastic personality. Even though Xiaotong tried her best to act very cute, the man still showed no interest at all. During the mutual evaluation stage, although the man was very unwilling, he still tactfully commented that Xiaotong lacked insight. Unexpectedly, Xiaotong instantly became very angry.
感觉都没有听说过男生对女生的一个评价是说这个女的有悟性。
Xiaotong believed that a man with such ordinary conditions simply was not worthy of an excellent person like her, and that no one had ever dared to say she was not beautiful and charming. As the atmosphere grew increasingly tense, the man not only became restless, he even took advantage of the moment when Xiaotong went to the restroom and fled in panic. There was no choice, their blind date could only end in failure. But Xiaotong did not feel disappointed because of this, because she believed that only by meeting more men would she have choices, and besides, she was only interested in tall, rich, and handsome men who have both looks and money. Then the show quickly matched her with a second blind date candidate. Chao Wenchuang, 32 years old, from Anhui. Compared with the previous male guest, his financial conditions fit Xiaotong's requirements better. After they met, Xiaotong immediately took the initiative to add his contact information, and then she bluntly asked how many abs he had. When income meets the standard, Xiaotong also cares a lot about the other person's physique. But the man's shy personality was again belittled by Xiaotong.
震惊了，就可苦相可压抑了，可纠结，我从来没遇到过这种人。
Xiaotong was very dissatisfied with the other person's attitude toward her. She believed that all men, when facing a perfect woman like her, should be extremely obsessed and enthusiastic. Then she immediately complained to the host that she would rather stay single for the rest of her life than marry a man like this. What she wants is a man who can spoil her like a little princess, and she also desperately wants to become a domineering female CEO. Helplessly, their blind date could only end here. In the follow-up interview segment, Xiaotong even said bluntly that although she currently has no job, she will definitely rely on her stunning looks to find a super-rich second-generation heir. So what do you think of a refined, pampered girl like this? There are many girls like Xiaotong. Another 32-year-old high-end cold fairy girl went on a blind date and said outright that she must find a demolition compensation rich second-generation man who has both looks and money.
我说如果是他那样的情况，那还不如找个拆迁的呢。如果说1.7米几家里是拆迁的，他那个经济可以把它盖过去，我觉得还是可以考虑啊。
The girl believes that with her breathtaking beauty, it is absolutely impossible for her to marry an ordinary man. And since she was little, she has had a dream of marrying a domineering CEO. At the same time, on top of having a house and a car and earning over $1 million a year, the girl has two special requirements. First, the man's height must be above 1.75 meters. Second, he must have an unmatched temperament.
之前人身高多少？
都挺高的，175以上。
那你还是蛮看重气质这
对对对对，因为我觉得我自己气质也有这一块的。
As a woman with extraordinary temperament, she naturally cannot fall in love casually. So before she turned 32, she had only had 7 relationships. But unfortunately, after spending some time together, almost all of her ex-boyfriends could not meet her financial needs, so she could only choose to break up decisively. This time, her goal for appearing on the blind date show was very clear. She must marry a demolition compensation rich second-generation man who is both wealthy and handsome, otherwise it would be an insult to her stunning beauty.
最基本的生活条件应该都要具备的，然后再有那个基础去谈感情，对，谈婚姻，谈家庭。
The girl's name is Wong. She is 32 years old, from Guizhou, and she is currently working in sales in Hangzhou. From childhood to adulthood, Xianying has been very confident in her looks. Not only was she the school beauty in college, she was also deeply liked by customers when she worked in sales. But for a top-tier fairy girl like her, her blind date requirements are actually not very high. The girl believes that first, the man must at least have a house and a car and earn over $1 million a year. Second, he must be a Hangzhou local. At the same time, the house must be more than 2 units in downtown Hangzhou, and each must be at least over 200 square meters. By comparison, Xianying's requirement for the car is much more relaxed.
30万以上都可以，都 OK 了。
Xianying believes that as long as it is a car above 300,000 yuan, she can accept it, because her ex-boyfriend's family was very wealthy, but he only drove an ordinary sedan above 300,000 yuan. Seeing this, the host casually asked about Xianying's past relationship experiences. Unexpectedly, all of her current requirements were actually related to her ex-boyfriend. Xianying's ex-boyfriend was a Hangzhou local, 1.75 meters tall. He ran his own factory in Hangzhou, and he was a well-known demolition compensation rich second-generation man locally. According to Xianying, they were very sweet and affectionate when they were dating, but in the end, she was forced to break up because the boyfriend's mother disliked her. After initially understanding Xianying's basic requirements, the show immediately matched her with the first blind date candidate. Wong, 35 years old, from Hunan, 1.74 meters tall, is currently working in operations management. But unexpectedly, a man who seemed to have good conditions instantly made Xianying dissatisfied. She believed that the man's outfit and looks appeared very shabby, and from his overall vibe, it showed that his economic strength was not strong. But since the two had just met, Xianying could only try every way to reject him. After picking on the man's height, Xianying immediately displayed her unique sense of superiority. She believed that because she worked in clothing sales, her ideas and aesthetics were naturally at the forefront of fashion. And with such an ordinary appearance, the man simply could not be worthy of an excellent little princess like her. Helplessly, the man could only say that although he was not very handsome, his family did indeed have 3 houses in Hangzhou that were being rented out. Hearing this, Xianying not only became much less cold, she even became very enthusiastic, and discussed holiday arrangements with the man.
我觉得浪漫的话是体现在节假日的一些小惊喜上面。
Xianying believed that the prerequisite for the man to pursue her was that on every holiday he must prepare a small surprise for her, from luxury bags and watches, down to everyday fruit and cakes. Not a single detail could be missed. As Xianying's demands became higher and higher, the man had no choice but to end the blind date hastily on the excuse that he was busy with work. In the follow-up interview segment, Xianying did not hide at all as she criticized the show's arrangement. She believed that even if the blind date candidate was not tall, rich, and handsome, he at least had to be a Hangzhou local demolition compensation rich second-generation man, otherwise how could he be capable of her? So the show had to match her again with a male guest who met her requirements. Mr. Sun, 30 years old, from Hangzhou, 1.77 meters tall, is currently running his own car detailing shop. As soon as the two met, Xianying immediately questioned his height. She not only believed that he lied about his height, she even demanded that he prove it right now, otherwise she would immediately leave the blind date scene. The show had no choice but to bring props and measure the man's height on the spot.
真的177，还真是177，你看。
After confirming that the man did not lie, Xianying continued to ask about his parents' jobs. But when she heard that the man's parents were both civil servants, Xianying again showed extremely strong dissatisfaction. Because she believed that civil service jobs are too stable, and the income is not high, it would be hard for them to take out a bride price of 800,000 yuan all at once like her ex-boyfriend's parents.
他父母会一次性的，比如说50万、80万这样给他补进去的。
And Xianying also has a special requirement.
对，我也有个弟弟。
She hoped that after they got married, the man must pay in full to buy her biological younger brother a house in Hangzhou, because she believed she must never let her only younger brother suffer. Hearing this, the man instantly became extremely frightened, and he had no choice but to flee the blind date in a hurry on the grounds that he was not worthy of Xianying. After the blind date ended, it was even more unexpected that Xianying did not actually like him at all.
就身高达标，其他还欠差一点吧。他自己的能力稍微有一点低，对吧？
Xianying believed that aside from height, none of the man's conditions met her requirements. With her beautiful looks and unique temperament, tall, rich, and handsome men would all come to her proactively. Up to this point, Xianying's 2 blind dates both ended in failure. So what do you think of a high and cold fairy girl like this?